everybody. I hope you've been having a fantastic month so far, and I hope you're ready to just jump right into it because we're going to put all the plugs at the end. So, this month we're talking about Rage 2, and it's relatively recent in its release. It came out the 14th of May 2019 stateside. Not really sure about its European release or its Japanese release. The game itself was released by Avalanche Studios and Bethesda and is currently selling for $50 used or $60 new at GameStop. Again, the game's Rage 2, so it's got a predecessor, Rage, which came out back in 2011 for the PS3, the Xbox 360, and the PC. And similar to then, we have this one being released for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. So, Rage 2 is also a lot like its predecessor in that it's an FPS title set in a post-apocalyptic open world, and it has like a Mad Maxy kind of feel to it. A lot of the vehicles are like that. The way that the NPCs act and all that, it's very Mad Max-esque, even though this one seems like Mad Max drenched in neon. Anyway, I digress. It also shares common threats to the original title, such as like the mutants, the raiders, the authority, quote unquote. It's just kind of like the game's ever-present big bad. But then it kind of departs in a lot of ways from the original Rage 1 and kind of sets off on its own thing. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying it definitely has its own style. So Rage 2, the plot is set 30 years after the events of the original Rage. And in it, you play as this guy named Walker, who ends up as like the last ranger, quote unquote. And like being a ranger, you kind of just step into a suit and survive. It doesn't seem like there can be a last one, but whatever. But it seems like that's kind of their way of introducing you to the game and kind of giving you a tutorial. Anyway, this tutorial takes place during an authority, the ever-present bad guy, same ever-present bad guy, during an authority attack on this compound kind of living situation that Walker has. And during this attack, Walker takes it upon himself to restart Project Dagger, which is a plan created to finally stop the authority once and for all. Now, obviously, the game does a little bit better than just like, oh, here it is, go. But it really does feel that way. It's very much like, okay, I'm a ranger. Okay, I'm going to do this thing. Okay, it does not feel, there's no like real flow to it. But anyway, this plan ends up sending you far and wide across the wasteland, looking to gain favor from three factions, which in a very cliche faction are a doctor, an engineer kind of type woman, and a warrior. And once you've gained enough favor with them and completed approximately 4 missions each, it's like 2 to 4, something like that, you're free to take on the big bad. The big bad's name is General Cross. So like basically you do 12 missions for these people, which are like some of them are really weird, and like one of them you have to just become famous in these things. But anyway, they're just like, okay, cool, now you can go take on the big bad. Like we've done all the work in the back, in the back end. You're good. But then you win and you get the resounding victory. It's actually kind of satisfying. I mean, the game itself is not difficult at all, but then you get the obligatory like, but is it really over? Because I can bring you back, so couldn't he come back? And they use that to pump you back out into the open world that they've made, so that you can keep playing if you want, because there are so many things to do. Like the side quests play no part in the actual plot, but there are so many side quests, and it like I know I sound defeated, which I shouldn't when I'm talking about more content, but it is debilitating, and like they're all the same thing, and so the gameplay, like I said earlier, it's an FPS, and it really doesn't reinvent the genre. It does have a few of the RPG elements that we've come to see, in that like your guns can be upgraded, and you have a couple of the stock abilities: jump, smash, push things with the force, that kind of stuff. And of course, in Mad Max style, you can upgrade the cars. all of which, you have to find the parts for or find the actual skill or whatever, and unlock and upgrade them by visiting these various places or arcs. And arcs are like the areas where your upgrades are held, essentially, but by visiting them and then completing tasks. So it might be like clear out this arc and then get the item, and then if you want to upgrade it, go and like race somebody to get this part or whatever. It's not all just like kill, 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 kill. The system is really fun for a while, you know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of cool to have like really creative kills where you can run up on an enemy and like blow their head away, or like dive bomb into a crowd of a bunch of them and then just start going to town with a shotgun. That's really cool, but it also makes the game stupid easy. I mean, stupid easy. Like, I'm a completionist, so I went ahead and I got everything, all the guns, all the powers, and unlocked them, and I think I leveled all of them up to max too. But I could have probably beaten the game with the shotgun, the rocket launcher, and like 2 of the powers. Honestly, like it's that easy with what they give you. All in all, the upgrades they're just overdone. You know what I mean? It really feels like they were like, oh well, we want to be like Doom, so let's add all these upgrades. But then somebody got their teeth into it and was like, oh no, but we can make it better than Doom if we add this and that and that. And really, they should have just simplified it and kept it like the most recent Doom release, where you had like a couple of upgrades for a couple of things that made sense, and then everything was already as like ridiculously powerful as it was. You know what I mean? There, like I said before, you can upgrade your car, and there is a car racing / combat mechanic. I did that a little bit, and then I didn't do it ever again. It's just not really my thing in games as is, but like, it was stupid easy. I'm not a good race car driver. Finished in first on my first try. I'm not a good like demolition derby. I'm not good at racing anything, and I was just trucking people in this game. It should not have been this simple for me. And like I said, I'm not a huge racing game fan, but the controls for the cars felt incredibly wonky, like out there. Like I don't know, it was just weird. Like, you know how the throttle doesn't feel right in some car games, and you're like, there's like a second too late or it's a second too soon or what have you. There was something up with it. So really, all in all, the gameplay wasn't really anything to write home about. It was fun in short bursts, but meh. So yeah, the game's super easy. I beat the game in like 20 hours. And as I mentioned before, there was a lot of like driving to each arc and clearing it and getting the new gun or power so I could completion it. So you probably could beat it in way less than that. It was fun, It was fun for a while. At least the first 8 hours, I really enjoyed it. It really reminded me of Bulletstorm in how the mechanics worked and how the game played. I mean, shit, it even had like a slide mechanic a little bit. Which, I really enjoyed the first Bulletstorm when it came out, so I really enjoyed this for a little bit. The issue is Bulletstorm was only like 8 hours, and it was a story-driven game that was a lot of fun. This is an open-world, 20-hour plus, potentially, if you unlock at least all the guns and powers, game. And it gets so repetitive. It feels like they had a small section of map that they populated with a bunch of stuff, but they never developed it beyond it. They were just like, okay, let's just blow up the map and add all of the same shit just over and over and over and over again. Like, yeah, there's a lot you can do. I mean, like I said, there's a lot you can do, and it can be fun. It can still be a lot of fun to like pop in, blow somebody's head off with a shotgun or like a magic force blow from time to time. But like, I would only play it for maybe an hour right now, and I would just do it to screw around and see if I couldn't do something crazy, The story, I mean, as I mentioned before, the story sucks. The story is really, really trash. It's just lame. There's like no substance to it whatsoever. There's nothing for you to really get involved in. Your character's motivation is basically because bad guy is bad and gross, and admittedly General Cross is bad and gross, but like, okay, cool. Why am I risking my life? Like, especially since when you get introduced to a lot of the good guys, you're like, you're kind of an asshole. Like, none of them are basically Nazi level Cross asshole, but a lot of them I'm just like, dude, I would, like, the doctor guy is creepy as fuck. I would not hang out with that dude ever. Like, so, and like, not just creepy, like he has some kind of weird pygmy demon thing that he rides on, like proper the way he talks, the way he acts. So like I don't understand why they're able to be so high and mighty. But granted, this game is not designed for for plot or for any of that crap. It's designed for explosions and booms and like Michael Bay and all that those kind of people. The people that just want to play a game where it's going to be nonstop crazy shit. Like you need to pay attention or else someone's going to truck you from the side. For the most part, when you're driving, it's not like that. But one note, kind of a side note, they give you a flying car less than halfway through the game, and then you can just go anywhere you really want to go at that point with just ignoring the ground. You can just be like, nah, screw it. I don't want to deal with any of this driving thing. I'll just fly over all of it. All in all, I'd call this a bargain bin game. I'd pay like $20 to $30 max for it, which sucks because they're charging $50 used for it right now, but it's got all the beautiful next gen graphics that a game with this kind of support would get, but the story, it never really gets off the ground. It never really provided me with any kind of like adequate motivation. And the gameplay, it's been done. It's fun in short bursts, but it's been done. There's no intuitive mini games. There's no interesting side quests. The side quests are just those typical open world, go to this place, kill all bad things, go to this place, kill this thing, or go to this place, fill out puzzle. They don't really stray from that formula. It really gets bogged down with being overly repetitive and unnecessary. The leveling systems, like I said, they're not really where they need to be worth a damn, and they're not simple enough to not like mention. So 10 out of 10. Buy Rage 2 on sale, like super sale, like mega sale, like $15-20 sale, or just wait. It's a good game, but there's plenty of better stuff coming out right now. Shooters, your FPSs or your any other game really. It's not what I would not recommend it until the price goes down. So yeah, hold off on that. Maybe watch a friend play or rent or like rent it from them, or just wait until GameStop puts it on sale, like they will. That said, I think that's pretty much it. So if you like this, like, subscribe, all that. Check out my Twitch, Twitter, all my social media. I constantly post updates on all that stuff, so you can hit me up there. Also have a Discord if you want to join that. I'll be on there when I live stream and all that. And thanks for checking us out, and hope you have a wonderful rest of the month.